Besides Bourbon Street, we have culture here. You know, Ross, and of course we drink Burgundy wine in the street by the same name. It's pronounced Burgundy. But it's because we are a mixture of 69 different nationalities. New Orleans being east of the Rocky Mountains, hordes of immigrants would come here to use New Orleans as a jumping off point to go west to east for that matter. They came here, they liked it, they stayed. So we are a mixture in our homes, our people, our language, and of course, our food. And this is basically what you're going to learn today. The fact that we're such a mixture that we can actually, all natives do not pronounce words the same way. We can almost tell as to what part of the city you live in the minute you open your mouth, even though you are a native. So we are a mixture of all of this. But that's what makes New Orleans unique. And what I'd like to tell you also on the tour, that if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to ask my partner, Richard. Now, if Richard doesn't know, we'll get another drop. Okay? No, Richard's good. We have to keep Richard. Okay, so don't forget, if you have any questions, please let me know. On your right, this is a pink elephant. No, a white elephant. This building was supposed to be the world's largest land-based casino. The streets were dirty, flooded most of the time. The carriages didn't want to let them out on a sloppy, dirty street. They would go through a carriageway called a porte-cochere into the center of the building, which was in front of the home. Much more desirable atmosphere. And on your left, of course, that's the statue of Jean-Baptiste Monsieur de Bienville, the father of our city. Okay. So, with the narrow streets and the overhang of the balconies, it would protect the people from the glare and the hot rays of the sun. As you walk through the quarter, when the sun is out, you will notice one side's going to have shade, the other's going to have sun. Another thing is that all the buildings butt up on. You know, you could actually come to the quarter about noon. We're late, okay, about noon, and sit on a bench, and you would be entertained. A lot of trash, but you know, so much trash can be a treasure. I have a, okay, the definition, actually, if you look in the dictionary, the word Creole has 15 definitions, different definitions. But we believe that a true Creole was the firstborn child of the French, the Spanish, and Spanish because they began to intermarry. But born in the colony of Louisiana. Okay, and of course they were the ones that lived in the French Quarter. That's why it has a European flair. And then, and I'm going to go through our history a little later on because I guarantee you, when I do, it's going to kind of put New Orleans together, so that you will understand that we had this street up to this point we've gone through is called Faubourg Marinade. Faubourg means false city or suburbs. And all of this was a plantation of Philippe Marinade. He was the richest man in Louisiana. Subdivision. You have to know your own address because every third house looks like yours. But so this is a lot different. Now coming up on your right, I want to show you a perfect example of Louisiana raised cottages with center hallways, right here. And let your eye roll to the back. I mean, these houses are not small by any means. The lots are deep and the house goes all the way back. They're approximately 100, actually about 175 years old. And just to keep the paint, just because of the elements, just to paint it, is horrendous. Now, we're going to get in the area where they are renovating some of the homes on the left. And the pastel shades were popular. They have to go back to their original color. So, you're going to be surprised to see a purple house, a turquoise house, a beige house, right over here on your left. There we got a purple, and a turquoise, and a beige, and another beige. Can you imagine how pretty the avenue must have looked when all of the homes were New beautiful grill work. You know, New Orleans is actually famous for its grill work. And that's a perfect example, the most delicate type of grill work. And okay, on your left and your right, these open areas are called pocket parks. You know, when they came out, it's the only street that run parallel in the French Quarter. But when they started cutting lots in this area, being the crest of the river, they came up with a piece of land. So they turned them into parks. Later on it came known as pocket parks. So you're going to see pocket parks all over the closet was considered a room. So they didn't have closets. They would buy armoires, large pieces of furniture to store their living and their clothing. Great. One of our above ground burial sites. And what I'd like to do, since I have a microphone and it's awful hot, let me give you the narration of the cemetery on the bus. Okay, let me give you the narration on the bus. And then when I'm through, we can get out and walk in the cemetery. It's a lot easier for me to do it on the bus, and you're more comfortable sitting on the bus than you will be facing the sun. Okay, first of all, in the early days, the French buried their loved ones on the banks of the river. And because of our high water table, they would dig a hole 6 feet deep, come out with 5 feet, 11.5 inches of water. So the coffins were floated down. And in order for them to hasten this procedure, they drilled holes in them, stand on them. They couldn't anchor them. We have no natural rock or stone. And it weakened the levees. So I assure you there were many bodies that floated off in the Gulf of Mexico. So of course when the Spanish came, they came from parts of land where the Spanish were used to burying their loved ones above ground. And we continue to do so today. Now our cemeteries are not just burial grounds for our loved ones. We consider them outdoor but it's really great. Right now we have an, is it an Indian exhibit, I think? Hundreds and thousands of Christmas lights. Every school will donate a decorated Christmas tree. And we will have huge ornaments hanging from these trees. It is absolutely like a land. And this is where the little this is where the little children can climb Peter Pan's power ship, Little Miss Muffet's spider web, and they can slide down Jack and Jill Hill.
This way, Emmy.
Ice cream cone?
It's 622 square miles. I do have to tell you this though, on the weekends, because of all the cars and the people out here, it's one-way traffic. It's going that way. So we're going to have to turn around, but we're going to pause here for a minute because I want to go over a few things with you. Unfortunately, we can't ride down the road because, like I said, it's one-way traffic the other way. During the week, it's no problem. But you know, we have steps to break the water from coming over. But the fact that it's a rather shallow lake, that if we had a storm or hurricane, all of this is underwater. And that's why on your left, we have man-made levees to protect the homes on the other side from being flooded. Its average step is 11 feet, its maximum is 20. And so that's why any little breeze will push that water over. In Lake Pontchartrain, we have shrimp, we have crabs, and we have fish. So we fish, shrimp, crab, bring all that good stuff home and fix it ourselves. We have speedboat races, sailboat races, and because of our semi-tropical climate, you can use your boat year-round. So it's a very popular area, and particularly in the summertime, we will have wall-to-wall cars and wall-to-wall people. But over here, where the sailboats are, you look a little bit further, that is our Causeway Bridge. And that Causeway Bridge over Lake Pontchartrain, it is the longest bridge over water in the United States. It's 24 miles across. It's not only the longest bridge over water, it's also one of the safest. There is a phone box every mile and a half, and it is controlled. When you Wood Cemetery. And back on the right again is Metairie Cemetery. Metairie Cemetery, the tubes and the lanes are on a circular effect because it was a racetrack at one time. And you don't have to go to foreign countries to see their style of architecture. They have Egyptian pyramids, Japanese temples, some of these tubes are they weren't allowed to join. And his wife cried and cried. She wanted so much to be accepted by the ladies of the Creole Society, and she wasn't. So he swore he'd make these people know who he and his wife were. Sure enough, the racetrack closed due to explained it in their video. So it's really a great day. Okay, and the dome, oh, back here we're building a sports arena. That's why we built that Superdome, because it could handle any sports event. It has, it does, it can. But for some unknown reason, we now have to have a sports arena, okay? But anyway, the dome has 52 acres of land. The dome itself covers 9 acres. And from the center of the dome to the ground floor is as tall as a 27-story building. It has a seating capacity of 87,850, but that depends on what events taking place. If we were to have a football game, 76,750. Several years ago, we had a concert with the Rolling Stones when they were at their peak, and you know, the younger generation only wants to have fun. And they didn't care where they sat, if they sat hungry, they sat apart. We had close to 95,000 in our Superdome. It has 33 escalators that are always running when an event takes place. When the event is over, they'll turn them off so that you will use the exit tunnel. And by using
of a plantation on the bank of Mississippi River. This is the kind of plantation that we have seen in the movies like Gone with the Wind.